And here's the story of another leader, not quite like Jimmy Lai, but a leader nonetheless. A divinely guided, infallible leader who has the final say on all things. He embodies the moral values of the land he rules. He is above political accountability, above all criticism. The outside world knows only two things about this leader. One, that he has almost the same name as the man he has replaced. And two, he is worshipped like a demigod by Shia Muslims globally. This leader's name is Sayyid Ali Khamenei. The world knows him as Ayatollah Khamenei, the second and current supreme leader of Iran, and the longest serving head of state in the entire West Asian region. Since 1989, Ayatollah Khamenei has maintained a firm grip on all walks of life in Iran. From the civil society to politics to armed forces, the word of the Ayatollah is absolute for every Iranian. His decisions are beyond scrutiny. This supreme leader has turned his position and authority into something the Persian monarchs could have only envied. And just like the monarchs, Khamenei now wants to expand his realm of influence. He wants to influence the minds of Shia Muslims the world over, not just in Iran. The tool he's using to achieve this dream is social media. Ayatollah Khamenei has gone on a PR overdrive on Twitter, of all places. He has opened accounts in almost every language now: Persian, French, Spanish, Russian, Arabic, Urdu, even Hindi. And that's what interests us. Khamenei has launched a Twitter account in Hindi too. On your screen is his Twitter bio. It has been written in the Devanagari script. Let me translate what it reads. The supreme leader of Islamic revolution. Which revolution? We don't quite know that yet. All we have are these two tweets that Khamenei has put out in Hindi, and they do not seem to have any real diplomatic purpose, not that we understand. Both of them are aimed at religious messaging, and they can be seen as Khamenei's attempt to strengthen the faith of Indian Muslims in him. We've translated one of the tweets for you. Let me quote. The incident of Ghadir is not limited to Shias in terms of its factual matrix. It is also related to the entire Islamic world because the event of Ghadir is based on the real soul of Islam. What does that mean, the real soul of Islam? Now, let me help you understand. The event of Ghadir is considered to be of invaluable significance for Shia Muslims. It was this event which separated Muslims into two sects, Shia and Sunni. Ayatollah Khamenei's message is aimed at encouraging a sense of supremacy among Shia Muslims, especially in India, where they're lesser in number in comparison to the Sunnis. And these tweets are his way of reminding the Indian government, perhaps, of the influence that he wields on the Shia community. Now, if you don't believe me, go read the comments on his posts. They will tell you how Iran is trying to capitalize the sentiments of Shia Muslims in India. And we are not surprised at all, because Iran did something similar when the United States had killed Qasem Soleimani, a major general who was called the national hero of Iran. Shia Muslims in India had hit the streets after Soleimani's killing. These are images of protests which were held in the month of January. A number of districts in Kashmir rose in protest. The demonstrators held placards. They chanted slogans of death to America and Israel. According to some estimates, some 430 Indian cities had witnessed meetings and protests to mourn an Iranian general's killing. Most of these demonstrations were orchestrated by the Shia clergy, which is said to receive instructions from Tehran. Let me give you the most telling example. According to a diplomatic cable released by WikiLeaks in 2006, one of India's most famous Shia clerics, Maulana Kalbe Jawad, was allegedly a paid spy for Tehran. He is said to have been receiving money and instructions from the Iranian embassy. A copy of the diplomatic cable is on your screen. But these accusations are yet to be proven, I must add that. Proven or not, the reality is that Iran plays a strategically significant role in the approximately 30 million strong Indian Shia community. Most Shia Muslims in India show their religious allegiance towards Iran's clerics. They are said to accept the religious command of Iran, not Saudi Arabia. Well, what about the government of India? Well, its relations with Iran have always been good. But the ties are increasingly becoming hostage to US foreign policy. India is moving closer towards the United States due to geopolitical reasons, and Iran is perhaps feeling left out in the face of American sanctions. Ayatollah Khamenei's Hindi outreach could be a reminder perhaps to New Delhi that if it fails to the test of friendship, Tehran knows how to use the sectarian fault lines in India to its benefit. There is more to social media posts than meets the eye. Remember that.